What's up, guys? Spenny. There are millions of Americans who live in Mexico. Approximately 1.6 million U.S. citizens live in Mexico. There are 37 million visits by Americans to Mexico every single year. That's a lot, according to the U.S. Department of Commerce, tracking U.S. citizens' outbound departures for Mexico. This was in 2024. That number has increased, by the way, so maybe you can round it up to about 40 million visits and trips from Americans to Mexico every single year. So that's a lot of Americans going across the border. And here's a live shot of what tourists in Mexico are experiencing right now as the nation descends into civil war in a cartel-backed insurrection that is now attacking Americans, and it's extremely dangerous. As we covered, Mexico is a failed state, is a state run by feuding cartels. It's not real because their government has no control. If you're a real state, if you actually have control over who enters and exits your country, over the streets, if you can maintain order, law and order, that's who's in charge. And this is why some of the more famous leaders of the 20th century say all power extends from the end of a gun. And he who has the most power makes all the rules. And the cartels make the rules in Mexico, and now the state is completely collapsing because El Mencho, a cartel leader, was killed yesterday with the help and support of the United States military. That has now been confirmed. And now they are attacking U.S. citizens. Get ready. This is what's going to happen. It's going to pop off. It's very, very bad. Californians are trapped in Mexico as cartel violence engulfs the popular city. It spills toward the U.S. border. Americans in Puerto Vallarta were urged to stay indoors as narco gangs went on a bloody rampage as their narco leader was killed. The carnage spread up the west coast of the country through Sunday. Attacks getting closer and closer to the states. In Baja California, gunfire erupted in Guadalajara airport. Look at this. This is what one of Mexico's most popular resort towns look like right now. Americans who no doubt posted ICE out, no doubt posted anti-immigration propaganda, if they're California libs, from makeup artists from El Dorado Hills, California. I'm not trying to, attack the lady. What I'm saying here is, how about a little appreciation for ICE? How about a little appreciation for the people in your government who are trying to keep the gangbangers, murderers, rapists, violent people in their third world countries where they come from and not in my neighborhood? They're trying to kick these people out. Anyway, Californians are getting on social media, screaming, whining, bitching, and complaining, as they have every right to do. You booked a vacation. You shouldn't have to be terrorized on your expensive vacation that you booked. But video after video after video, photo after photo after photo, showing just absolute carnage and horror and terror all throughout Mexico because of the people that Trump wants to deport. It's like right on time. So these libs, I haven't checked, but like these libs from California that are like, ICE out, stop deportating people. They sure as hell want to be evacuated by the U.S. government to get the hell away from the people, presumably some of which the Trump administration has deported. Isn't that amazing? Internet star trapped in Mexico by cartel is told to stop complaining by one of her followers as her water supplies run low. Goodness gracious.
They finally canceled our flight, but we can't rebook it because they don't know when they're going to be able to get planes in here. Like, it's really serious. Kind of scary. But employees have said probably a day or two. What a weird situation.
Look at this. This is a failed state. This is what it looks like. I didn't like when there were BLM riots and protests in like various cities across America. There was a lot of damage, but sure as hell didn't look like this. It's like Minneapolis. There were like some places popping off where there was a little bit of violence. I'm very angry about it. St. Louis, for instance. But it didn't look like the entire nation engulfed in an absolute war. This is a failed state. Look at all this. The red is states where violence has erupted due to the cartels. Look at this. Just a beautiful view out of your resort. Here we go. This is just a classic, beautiful view directly out of your Puerto Vallarta resort balcony. Classic. Inmates are now fleeing prisons that were let free, attacked by the cartels, and now they're just letting all the prisoners out of jail. It's going to work out great for you. My parents winter in Puerto Vallarta. They have for years, and they're currently barricaded in their condo. The military is keeping the rebels at bay. The streets that are usually buzzing with life are silent, apart from the odd car that drives through. People are not driving. They're surrounded by rebels. Cars are lit on fire. Canadian consulate is unavailable. Canada will not be saving my parents or any other Canadians. Isn't that amazing? You can keep your elbows up, pay your expensive taxes, mutilate your children, kill your elderly, bash America, and mock their president. In reality, when my parents come home safe, it will be by the grace of God and probably the heroics of America. Canada won't do anything. What a great point. Literally, there's no way out of Puerto Vallarta right now.
Right now. Last night, one of the biggest cartel bosses was captured. There was a 10 million bounty on his head. Now, Puerto Vallarta is on fire. The airport is shut down. All local businesses and transportation shut down. And along the highway, all the way from Puerto Vallarta, there's one major highway from there to all the little towns. Along the highway, buses, transports, Ubers, taxis are all being lit on fire on the highway. So we have been told not to leave. We're safe at our condo. I will report back with more information.
Ice out. Right? These are all these people that chant ice out.
Cartel leader being captured yesterday and potentially, and now there's stuff going on all over the city. Flights are canceled. We couldn't even get to the airport. So we're stuck here.
Okay, well, I'm glad they still got the music going. I'm glad they still got the margaritas flowing. National Lampoon's Mexico vacation. Get ready for some unfortunate turbulence. Oof. Californians are trapped. All these updates, like all these people from inside of Mexico are saying, do not travel here. That's what this guy's saying. Do not travel here. It's crazy. Claudia Sheinbaum works for the cartels. It's just a matter of fact at this point. This dude, who you should follow, is doing on-the-ground reporting from Mexico, trying to leave. A nightmare. Dozens of flights are canceled. Backlog is massive. I'm currently stranded. No word on when I will be able to return home. Elon Musk joining in. They're now burning down the Costco in Puerto Vallarta. This is what Democrats are fighting to let into your country. Great point. Great. How about a little appreciation? How about a little appreciation? The Mexican cartels are literally blowing shit up and people wonder why we want secure borders. Yeah. A little appreciation for ICE and Border Patrol, your federal government that wants to make this country safe. The disrespect. They actually literally want this in our country. They're fighting to keep it in our country. Libs are sacrificing themselves in order to keep it in. They'll do anything to keep these same rapists and murderers that want to like do this to us in order to let them in. But then when they go to Mexico and they experience it, they scream and flee. Make it make sense. Pray for Americans. I don't want any Americans to be hurt, no matter what. And like, pray for peace in Mexico. Although I don't think that's going to happen easily. Things are going to get worse before they get better. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe. See ya.